Welcome to Lead with Clarity. This is a space for leaders who want to grow without losing themselves in the process. Each episode is a short reflection on leadership, influence, and the inner work that shapes how we show up for others. Not hype, not noise, just clear thinking for the journey of leading well. Today's episode is entitled The Leadership Traits That You Cannot Teach. Here we go. Leadership development is often framed around skills, communication skills, strategic thinking, decision-making, execution. Organizations spend enormous time and resources building those capabilities, and they should. These are important tools for anyone who wants to lead well. But over time, most experienced leaders begin to notice something interesting. Two people can receive the exact same training, they can attend the same workshops, they can be provided with the same opportunity, yet the results look completely different. One leader grows quickly, their team trusts them, their influence expands. The other struggles to create momentum even though they technically understand the tools they've been taught. The difference often comes down to something much deeper than skill. My friend and colleague Chris Belknap captured it in a simple sentence: you can't teach care. It's a short idea, but it cuts right to the heart of leadership. Because leadership is not only about what someone knows, it is about what they care about. Every leader has seen this play out. Think about the best leader you've worked with. Chances are what stood out was not just their intelligence or their credentials, it was the way they showed up. They prepared for conversations. They followed through on commitments. They noticed when someone on the team was struggling. They were invested in the outcome, not just for themselves, but for everyone involved. You could feel that they cared. And when a leader genuinely cares about the people they lead and the mission they serve, something powerful happens. Trust grows faster. People give more effort. Teams become more resilient when challenges show up. Care changes the energy of leadership. Now here's where many organizations make a common mistake. When they see performance issues, the instinct is often to solve it with more training, another course, another workshop, another leadership framework. And again, training absolutely has its place. Skills matter. But sometimes the real issue is not capability. Sometimes it's commitment. Sometimes it is care. If someone does not care about the outcome, no amount of training will turn them into a leader people want to follow. You might improve their mechanics, you might improve their vocabulary, but the authenticity will still be missing. People can sense that difference almost immediately. Teams are incredibly perceptive when it comes to intention. They know when a leader is simply performing leadership behaviors because they were told to, and they know when a leader is genuinely invested. The leaders who care approach things differently. They ask better questions. They listen more closely. They think about the long-term impact of their decision. They take responsibility when things go wrong. They protect their team when pressure rises. And perhaps most importantly, they do the small things consistently. They prepare before meetings. They check in with people. They follow through on commitments. These actions are not dramatic, but they do accumulate over time. They create credibility. And credibility is the foundation of influence. Now, there's also an important clarification here. Care does not mean overworking. Care does not mean sacrificing every boundary or saying yes to everything. Caring leaders are not martyrs. Care means being invested in the people, the mission, and the outcomes that matter. It means treating leadership as stewardship. Stewardship is the idea that leadership is something entrusted to you, not something you simply possess. You are responsible for the people in your care. You are responsible for the culture you shape. You are responsible for the example you set. And when leaders operate from that mindset, something shifts. Their decisions become more thoughtful. Their actions become more consistent. Their leadership becomes more credible. This is also why great leaders tend to hire for character first. They look for signals of ownership. They look for people who naturally take responsibility. People who show initiative. People who demonstrate that they care about doing things well even when no one is watching. Skills can be taught. Experience can be developed. But the internal drive to care about the work and the people around you has to already exist. Once that foundation is there, everything else becomes easier to build. Skills grow faster, trust develops faster, teams perform better, and culture becomes stronger. So if you're leading a team today, there's a simple reflection worth considering. Think about the leaders who had the greatest impact on your life. What made them memorable? For most people, it was not a specific leadership technique. It was the sense that the leader genuinely cared. They cared about your growth. They cared about the team. They cared about doing the work well. That kind of leadership leaves a lasting mark. People may forget what a leader said. They may forget the details of a meeting or a strategy session, but they rarely forget how a leader made them feel about their value and their potential. And that feeling almost always begins with care. So yes, skills matter in leadership. Training matters, experience matters. But underneath all of it is something far more fundamental: the willingness to care. In leadership, you can teach many things, but care is not one of them. And when that quality is present, it becomes the foundation that everything else in leadership can be built upon.